Yes, ma'am.
I think that is wrong.
Are you pro-life or abolition?
I'm definitely pro-life.
Well, she doesn't know what an abolitionist is.
I have no earthly idea what
See?
you're talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
That explains the
We've
difference.
never heard it.
Abolitionist? Oh, somebody who wants to abolish it?
Yeah.
Oh, Roe v. Wade's going down.
Well, the good news is we don't have to wait for that.
It's going down, though.
Because basically, in a nutshell, the difference between pro-life and abolition is the pro-life movement is seeking to regulate how, when, and where a baby can be murdered, but abolitionists call for the immediate and total criminalization of it, treating abortion as murder, criminalizing as murder.
Really?
And for those who commit the murders, the moms, the abortionists, that they get whatever penalty applies to murdering born people applies after it's criminalized to preborn people. And
well, I don't believe the mother always needs to be
not always,
accountable.
but most of the time,
You know what was originally started was to wipe out the black race. You know that.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
started the
Planned
whole
Parenthood.
thing,
Margaret Sanger.
which is stupid.
Margaret Sanger.
Yeah, Margaret Sanger. You got that right.
but like
That's who started all this.
the pro-life movement, they don't believe any mom, no matter how guilty she is, how much she knows, should be punished. But like, what basically, if an abolition bill is passed, then the moms that do murder their babies, it wouldn't be many because then it would be against the law.
Yeah.
But the few that do, then they would be put on trial, just like you do for any murder. They'd be put on trial to see how guilty they are, or if they were coerced.
So how successful have you been so far with this?
Well, in Oklahoma, the abolition movement is growing. There's a lot of abolitionists, like pro-lifers who became abolitionists. They see what the pro-life movement's doing, what the politicians are doing.
Kicking the can down the road.
Basically, yeah, like
That's what they're doing.
that. This explains in the booklet
Okay.
how the pro-life Republicans are keeping abortion legal, which doesn't make sense. But how like in Oklahoma, going back to the year 2016, it's you've had a bill that would abolish abortion in the state every year, and it's the pro-life Republicans that kill it every single year, every year.
I have to check into that.
And the organization on the back, Free the States, they can the booklet itself will tell you a lot of what it's good to know about how the pro-life movement is keeping abortion legal, but also like Free the States, they report on other states as well, like Texas, Missouri, and how the pro-life politicians and the groups are actually keeping abortion legal. And like for example, in Texas, you have a pro-life Republican that's killed the abolition bill. I think last year, 2020, 2021.
I'd have to understand what this abolitionist bill is. I wouldn't want anybody, even a mother, that made the wrong decision to be murdered. You know what I'm saying?
Well, again, it's not saying like
because every circumstance is different.
and that's why they've been put on trial to determine their guilt or if they're guilty at all.
But if they pass legislation that says it is murder, it's against the law to kill your baby, right?
Yeah, an abolition bill, if passed, it would just treat abortion as murder, and those who commit the murder, like if a mom's being forced like at gunpoint, she's not going to be treated as a guilty criminal murderer. Now, a mom that brazenly
She's so young.
and
Took advantage.
but a mom who brazenly seeks out the abortionist, I want to murder my baby, I want you to do it, here's the money, then she should be put to death, or whatever statute for murder in that state should apply to her as well. So it's not saying every mom.
She could also be deceived and just not in her right mind. Just like I don't believe everybody that takes their own life goes to hell. I do not believe that.
We agree on that.
I believe that people that take their own life many times, I think God has a different view on committing suicide than a lot of people think. And I think a lot of times these mothers are pressed into an issue or whatever, and then they're sorry for it. That's why there's breast cancer rampant, is because of this right here.
Yes, ma'am.
That's exactly why it's so rampant. I mean, I
yeah.
do understand that. Also, cervical cancer is because it's a curse that comes down from just it's not exactly generational. You bring a curse on yourself because of disobeying the laws of God. And I mean, God's pro-life. I mean, thank God my mother,
But
was
likewise,
pro-life. That's the best way to approach someone who does not believe in pro-life. Is say, well, thank God I wouldn't be talking to you if you
likewise
wasn't pro-life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so I mean, it's like I've been outside of abortion mills for 13 years now, and most of the moms, like and not even on the streets outside the abortion mills, I hear the way they talk. A lot of them, they know exactly what they're doing. I'm not saying all of them do, but a lot of them, most of them.
Well, they've had their conscience seared.
Yeah.
Trying to think their conscience is seared. Anybody that thinks this man is better than this man has had their conscience seared.
Yeah.
They don't know God. They don't know the great Creator. Exactly. My Lord was all made out of dirt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some of it's black, some of it's gray, some of it's black.
That's been the plan of Satan.
Come on.
Yeah.
That's been the plan of Satan since the garden.
God is
Kill
good.
God's creation.
Yeah.
Right?
God's good. That's all there is to
All
it.
the time.
I mean, all the time, anytime. He's not trying to hold anything against us. What he's doing is trying to draw us to himself.
Yeah.
He's not condemning anybody. Romans 8.
Yes.
He's not condemning
Well,
anybody.
those who are
but
saved.
we condemn ourselves because we get over on the devil's territory.
Well, because the Romans won.
Yeah. We got over on the devil's territory.
Yeah.
We're going to get... You jump off that roof, you're going to fall.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying? But I will read this, and
Okay.
thank you for what you're doing.
Oh, thank the good Lord, He gives me grace
So
to do
you're
it.
you're making your way through Oklahoma. Is that what's going on?
Well, I'm not driving through the state at the moment. I have driven through like different parts of it, but I actually just got the van up and running again. It broke down like over a week ago, and we just got it up and running. But I travel through the country and disturbing the peace with baby murder, child sacrifice, wherever I go. And
that's what this is about. Of course, we know that Bill and Hillary Clinton and the whole 9 yards. These people up there, they never did get delivered. They got over into the occult, and they never did get delivered. Now they're trying to run our country. Come on.
Right.
We need godly people in there that are really living it, not just talking. You know what I'm
And,
saying? I get it. I get it, guys. Can I take a picture of this?
that's fine.
I think
Put it all over
that is
Facebook if you like.
quite bold. I think it's about the...
You want him or all of us?
No, you do that way.
Yeah, there we go. I love it. I love it. I know that that's a horrible picture, but you know what?
it is horrible.
It needs to be brought to people's attention.
Yes.
And exactly what to do.
Do you know what to do?
I have been voting. That's exactly how I choose. I could care less how a candidate stands on anything else. But if they're for this, then
on that, and I hope this will make sense to you. If it doesn't, let me know. But and I was getting to this as well. Talking about the difference between pro-life and abolition, I encourage you to consider that if a candidate, especially here in Oklahoma, if they say they're pro-life, don't vote for them. Only vote for them if they say they're an abolitionist. The difference is if they're pro-life, then they have no interest in abolishing abortion. They're going to regulate it. As long as they're in office, they're going to regulate it because that's what pro-lifers do. If they're an abolitionist, they mean business. They're going to work to abolish abortion. They don't care what anyone else thinks of. They're not there to stay in office, and they're there because God put them there. They're there because they fear God. So I'd encourage you, if they say they're pro-life, don't vote for them because that just means baby murder will continue to be regulated, not abolished. If that makes sense. And
they're either going to be pro-life or they're pro. This
well, we used to think that way, but now it's you have pro-abortion candidates, or as they say, pro-choice. But now are you pro-life or are you an abolitionist?
Oh, okay.
If you're pro-life, then all you're going to do is do whatever the pro-life groups tell you to do,
Maybe
regulate
it
it.
would be good for her to call that pro-life
Yeah.
representative and ask him, is he an abolitionist or a...
Ask them where they stand. Ask.
Try to teach him.
Yeah, if you're able to talk to them.
My daughter's best friend is married to the governor's brother. And so this is something we are definitely interested in pressing here in Oklahoma.
Mhm.
So I might have a chance. I've got something going on right now. But might have a chance to get a face-to-face with the governor's deal,
Yeah.
which would be good.
Yeah.
I mean, God causes you to come before great men. The scripture says, man's ways are pleasing to the Lord, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. So they can be at peace long enough so they can hear this. I'm going to read this. Thank you very much.
What was your name?
I can tell you guys are Christians just by looking at your little face. You've got such a precious countenance. You really do, son.
What was your name, ma'am?
Okay.
What was your name?
My name is Nancy.
Nancy. Nicholas.
Nancy Norton.
Nancy Norton.
Nice to meet you, Nancy.